Stop throwing away your foundations that don't work for you. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to alter, how to fix your foundations so they work for you, so you don't have to waste your hard-earned money, you don't have to waste product, and you can get use out of it. And instead of it being in a drawer, going dusty, or you throw it away in the bin, you can make it work for you with these little tricks and tips on how to slightly tweak them to make it work for you, at least until you go buy a new one or you're ready to purchase a new foundation. So let's get into it. We're going to tackle 4 issues and problems that you may have with your foundation. 1, it is way too hydrating and glowy and leaves you oily and isn't lasting long. 2, it is way too matte and drying on your skin and it's just not working in that way. And 3 is it's a little bit too dark. You bought a few shades too dark. Maybe you bought it online, you blind bought, you thought you picked the right shade, but it really is a little bit too dark for you, or you're trying to wear your summer color in the winter. And 4 is your foundation shade is way too light for you. It is the summertime and it's just making you look washed out, and how to fix that. So let's get started with resolving those issues. So number 1, we are going to go with a foundation that is just too matte. It's too drying on your skin and you're not liking the finish of it. This is going to be some ways to enhance the glow of the foundation. So you really want to think about the skin prep and using glowing primers, hydrators, heavy moisturizers. You could use an oil, but let it settle in for a while and just really prep your skin really nice, because you know you're going to go in with a bit of a drying matte foundation for you. So that might be why you don't like it in the first place, because you're not prepping your skin effectively. So we have things like the MAC Strobe Cream, Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. Amazing ways. I'm going to actually do every look. I'm going to do one side without the tips and one side with the tips, and hopefully you can see on camera a little bit of a difference. So let's just do the first side. This is the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. So it is meant to be like this. Matte and long lasting, super high coverage, and it's a little bit drying. Yeah, that's a matte foundation for you. There we go. That is one side of the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, just plainly on my skin, just my normal skincare a few hours ago by itself. Let's try to make it a little bit glowier, a little bit friendlier for our face if you are wanting something a little bit more hydrating. Prepping your skin. So you could go with a big layer of moisturizer, a sunscreen that's really glowy. I'm going to use this mist that has like an oil in it. Really hydrates the skin. Then we're going to take our foundation on the back of the hand, a few drops of that, and then I'm going to put in my classic favorite Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter on the back of my hand as well, and I'm going to mix them together, because this is just the best way to bring life back to foundations that are way too matte for you and drying for you. And so my skin has got a gorgeous glow to it now, and we've mixed in the Hollywood Flawless Filter into this foundation. Makes the foundation last, go a bit further, and we're going to apply this. Okay, you can already see the skin on this side having more luminosity to it, more shine. Still definitely is high coverage, but it's got luminosity, it's got life to this side, as opposed to this side is just a lot more flat and absorbs light more, whereas this one has more reflecting light properties. None is good or bad, just depends on what you want. And if you started over this side and you wanted to get over this side, that's how you could do it. You could even now, as you're finished, add another layer of shine, go in with a lot more highlighters. You could take a little bit of the glowing mixing products that you have and even dab that on top as well to add more glow to a base that needed a little bit of life to it, a little bit of glow. Obviously this side is going to last so much longer on the skin because it is the soft matte foundation by itself with its long lasting properties, and this one you've mixed in something else so it won't act exactly the same, but it's got glow. Next up is a base that is too glowy. It is not lasting on your skin. It is getting really shiny really fast during the day and it's just not staying around long. These are what you're going to want to do. Prepping your skin, thinking about how many layers of skincare you're putting on. Are you doing too many? In the summer, we can really cut back the amount of skincare we're using. Sunscreens often are your moisturizer, so you maybe could skip your moisturizer, just do a light hydrating toner and serum, and then go straight in with your face moisturizer. This could be enough. And thinking about, yeah, just cutting those steps back a little bit, or maybe opting for lighter gel moisturizer options, and then primers to prime your skin. After you've done your sunscreen and you've let it settle in, you could think about some primers. These are some that I really love. I love this one, the Shiseido Synchro Skin Soft Blurring Primer. There's so many like new blurring primers out now. There's this one I've had for ages from Mercier. It's a blurring primer. And then this one, a Korean one from Jung Samil. This is the Skin Setting Smoothing Based Lasting Effect. Now also, sunscreens generally are not something that helps mattify the skin. They would be for the previous step where you want to like bring glow back. Sunscreens generally leave a very glowy finish to the skin, but this one is a very, very unique one. This is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, and this is perfect. It's basically like a makeup primer, but in a sunscreen. So this is also really great if you're finding your base is sliding around and getting too glowy for you. So I'm going to put on a base on one side and leave it as it is. This is the CLIO Glow Cushion Kill Cover Mesh Glow Cushion. And I do find this to be a bit too glowy generally. So we'll put it on this side. So there we have one side of that cushion, and it's definitely quite glowy on the skin, giving so much glow, and it doesn't really set, in my opinion. Yeah, it stays quite tacky and glowy. Really not that great for Asia and humid countries where this product is kind of mostly marketed to, which is a little bit strange. But I know this is very popular cushion. In Korea, it is a little bit less humid than in Hong Kong, but this would probably be really nice for those people that live in Europe and drier climates because you were always needing that glow to the skin. So this side, I'm going to put some of this. This is so incredible. I want you to see how this works. This is a sunscreen. It is SPF 50. They have actually reformulated it to have more SPF protection because it used to be only SPF 40. And it is completely clear gel. It's just amazing, and it makes your makeup stick to it and be matte and last longer. Clear. You literally can't see me put it on, but it is mattifying the skin like nothing else, and this will just make your makeup stick to it and alter the finish of it, essentially. I mean, look at that. Look at the forehead. Between those two, that's with the cushion foundation, the glowy cushion from CLIO, and that is with the Supergoop sunscreen. Matte. Matte, matte, matte. So you are going to put a glowy product on top of it, but having this mattifying base, whether it be a primer, whether it be this sunscreen. I think there's one or two other sunscreens that have tried to emulate this style of formula, but this is still like the hero one on the market. Your product that you put on afterwards that you find too glowy is going to last longer and stick around better and be less dewy on your skin because you have this base that has started as probably like too matte for your liking, but it's going to balance it out a little bit. Right, let's pat this over the top now. Okay, it's on. The differences are night and day between the two by itself and with a mattifying base underneath. Have a look at the cheek glow here. It looks super skin-like, super just velvety, normal, but with the coverage from the cushion. And then this side is like glistening, borderline, oily looking. I hope the camera is picking up these differences because I can see, and have a look at the forehead as well, the differences, glowing, and normal kind of velvety skin. Amazing, one product. There's obviously still more ways that we can mattify this side. Powder, Huda Beauty powder is your best friend as well against making things last longer and just knocking back shine. And this one is a gorgeous one. I'm sure you've heard of it. Everyone loves it. I mean, I didn't put concealer on, but we can just tap this on your T-zone to really make it last so much longer and knock back any last bits of shine that were on this side, but there was really hardly any compared to the other side. You could get a bigger brush and dust it all over. I prefer to just do it in the T-zone. And now, same product. Like, please remember that. The exact same product that we used, but we just prepped our skin differently and slightly tweaked it and adjusted it for what we were looking for. This one is it by itself, glowy, but a little bit too much mattified. You know, you don't have to go to the extremes. You can adjust these to what suits you. Use a little bit less of a blurring primer. You might just want to put it in the T-zone. You might want to enjoy the glow from the product that you have in other areas of your face. Just put this in the T-zone. Just powder in the T-zone. That's really where we want to keep things a little bit more matte. So, thinking about lightening your layers of moisturizers and serums and oils, definitely. Also, I find from experience and just from products I've used in the past, a lot of vitamin C serums I find to be quite oily on the skin. And vitamin C serums, generally we use them in the morning. That's like just the marketing towards them, but you actually don't have to use them in the morning. They are nice to use in the morning, but just like try it, put some of your vitamin C serum on your hand and leave it there for a few hours and just like see what it does. Does it get quite oily on your skin? Because that could be really like wreaking havoc on your makeup routine if you're not leaving enough time between or you're using quite a lot of that serum. Just something to think about there. And that is how to knock back the glow and hydration of the makeup base that you might have. So those were the two texture fixes, how to make something more hydrating and how to make something less hydrating and less glowy. Now we're going to move into how to fix the color tone of your foundation. If you've bought one that is too dark or too light for you, I promise you can slightly fix it as long as there's not too many shades either direction. I'm going to show you next. So you have a foundation and it's too light, or it's your winter foundation and you're trying to keep wearing it in the summertime. How to tweak it or fix it? Well, if you have something like bronzing drops or bronzer in a cream or liquid formula, I have this one from Rare Beauty and I have my light foundation on the back of my hand. I'm going to put one side again of it, too light. We'll do that first. Right, so this foundation is a bit too light for me, especially if you consider my chest and my shoulders right now. I'm, being back from Europe, sunny, I'm trying to get to the beach on nice days here in Hong Kong. I don't intentionally tan, but it happens. And I do use some self-tanner products. And yeah, this one is a little bit washing me out. It's not something I would leave by itself like this. So if you have a foundation, I'd say this is the easiest one to correct out of the four. It's probably the most self-explanatory. This is my liquid darker color. Going to put them there together like that, and I'm just going to mix them up together. And because this product is actually a nice kind of cool tone, now this foundation has a lot more skin color for me. It looks so much more like a nice tone for me. It's got a lot more warmth to it. Just knocks back that, porcelain look. I would even consider adding this on as underpainting first, and then keep going with your foundation that is a little bit too light, and blend the two together. A sponge would be really great for this, or I'm just going to use a brush. And it's not exactly contouring in a perfect position, but it's just going to blend the two together and warm up that foundation kind of on your face at the same time. There we go. Much more life-like to my face. A little bit too plain and bright. Actually, it's quite neutral. It's quite not too badly, actually. Bronzer. You're gonna just have to go to town with bronzer. If your foundation from the winter, you're trying to get it to work for you in the summer, bronzer is going to be your friend, and you can kind of be a lot more generous with it than you probably would in the winter time. Maybe that's a bit generous. Get it in the key areas where you put bronzer. I have a video a couple back of one-on-one just all about bronzer. It's fantastic. Get it in those key areas, but then if you still feel like the foundation is too light on you, you can then just with what's left on your brush kind of just dab it all over, and it will just warm up everything on your complexion. But just don't go too crazy. There's really not much left on my brush, but it really can just warm everything up a little bit. Now I feel like that is so much more in line with my body, and this one a bit too bright, a bit too porcelain looking. That's a simple way. Just grab your liquid bronzer product, your liquid bronzing drops that you might have, mix them in with that foundation, just ever so slightly, experiment, or put them on your skin first and pre-blend them a little bit on your skin and then go in with the foundation and let them two mix together. Or you just need to use a lot more of your bronzer than you probably think you need. And if it's too bright, the foundation, you might not actually need a concealer, because adding another brightening layer of concealer might make everything look a little bit too light toned as well. So probably just use that same foundation as your concealer and go in with the liquid bronzing drops. It'll make such a difference to your winter foundations. Lastly, you have a foundation that is a bit too dark for you. How do you fix this one? A lot of people would be just leaving this for the summertime. They'll take it on holidays. They'll think they'll get a little bit tan and they'll use it. Or you've just picked the wrong one from buying your makeup online. Let me show you how you can slightly tweak a foundation that is a little bit too dark for you. So this one, I don't know if you can see, is a little bit too yellow and a bit too deep toned for me, especially in the winter. But in the summer, I do think I could get away with this, applying it how I'm going to show you on this side. If your foundation is a little bit too dark for you, don't go in with a thick layer of coverage, okay? Go in with a brush that you can blur it out, really sheer it out, or make sure you prep your skin really nice and hydrated so you can get a lighter layer of this foundation on your skin. Even if you do need more coverage, use your concealer that is the correct shade for that. Gonna use this as more of a tint, this foundation. Don't apply it in a thick layer. Really just think of it as more of a tint, warming up your complexion maybe. That way you can still use this foundation. So even just doing that is going to go a long way in making it work for you. Don't be afraid to use it on the outsides as a medium to kind of warm up your complexion. But most importantly, think of it as a sheer layer on the skin, not a thick layer. That already looks better, letting some of my skin still shine through. You could also mix this foundation with something else that you have that is a little bit lighter, or even a concealer. You could mix your concealer into your foundation just to brighten it up just a little bit. But if you put it on in a sheer way, and it's only a couple of shades dark, it should be okay. Then go in with a brightening concealer. And this is going to make all the difference of making it match your face so much better. And put the concealer in these areas, even if you don't necessarily need it down on the chin or need it here. It's more about the brightening and the highlighting effect to make your skin color come back through that has been kind of covered by the darker foundation, feeling like a bit of a mask-like effect. Then this is kind of playing as a role to color correct the foundation. Really blur it out. Want to have a brightness in the center of the forehead and bring it up and out. And now you're blending it into the foundation. Now the foundation looks a lot more like it's okay. It's not too dark. So adding a light concealer, the lightest concealer you have, blurring them together. And then the foundation is fine. So you've kind of done like a sculpting with the darker foundation and the lighter concealer to add balance and rescue your foundation that is a little bit too dark. A great reason you might need to do this is if you bought a foundation when you had a tan in the summertime and you want to try to use it in the winter months, but it's just not working, it's looking a little bit too dark, and by the time summer comes around it might be expired and you know you won't be able to use it, or you just want to use it because you really like the foundation. Then definitely try this. Use your concealer to blur it out in the center of the face to add balance to the too dark foundation. I'm going to fix the other side as well. Okay, now with both sides done, you really wouldn't tell that this foundation is really just too warm and too yellow for me. When you put the blush on and the rest of your makeup, I think it would really work. Could really blur down your neck, and yeah, slightly too yellow still, but I think we've rescued it. I'm gonna put some blush on and come back. Right, so I've just topped it up with a little tiny bit of extra makeup. A few things of important things that you should remember when trying to alter your foundations. Don't mix the alterations in the bottle of your foundation and mix it up. This will ruin the stability of the product by adding different products that are not designed to go together, always just freshly mix them on the back of your clean hand or a spatula and a metal plate. Don't, like pre-mix a big batch of like this fix. This is to be done live just before you put it on. That way you're not, compromising the entire bottle of foundation. If you are using these tricks to fix something that's old, a foundation that is old and like now the wrong color for you, then please also be careful. Don't use products that have a weird smell to them, or where you can clearly see in the bottle that it's starting to separate, or you pump it out and it's not mixing together anymore. It's gone liquidy in one part, clumpy in another part. Maybe you can fix that by shaking it up a little bit, but if it really is not blending back together, it's kaput, it's done. And then if it's changed smell, the most easy way to identify the smell is like it's quite pungent and chemically, and also a little bit like plasticky smelling. That's kind of when I kind of can smell it. I know the smell of like off makeup, particularly when I do like makeup lessons with women, in-person makeup lessons with women. I come across a fair few different expired makeup products and I know the smell. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I have a new video out every single Sunday. I would really love to invite you into this small but growing community that I have here on Instagram. On YouTube. But you can also come say hi to me over on Instagram as well. I would love that. It's a little bit more about my day-to-day life as a working makeup artist here in Hong Kong. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.